and welcome back. This is going to be the video where we glue the vertical stabilizer onto the back of the airplane. I've got everything prepared here. Let me show you what I got. First off, I got my roll of paper towels. I have my box of wooden sticks. I have my box of T-pins. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the T-pins or not, but I've got them here anyways. I got my bottle of alcohol. I've got my little spray bottle of alcohol. I've got my epoxy cup in its wooden holder. I have an extra epoxy cup in case I need it. I've got my little weight for holding down the airplane. I think I'll go ahead and just put it up there toward the top. That just keeps the airplane from moving around a lot. Nothing more. I've got my two bottles of epoxy. I've got my box of cotton swabs. Got the vertical stabilizer. Got my Hobbyco special triangle. It's a builder's triangle set from Hobbyco. Got blue painter's tape, and I got my 18-inch ruler to help measure the distance. We'll know it's vertical when we measure the distance from the tip of the rudder to the tip of the elevator. I think what I'm going to do is get me a couple of clamps. What do you think about this? Let me grab two clamps right away so that I can put a clamp on the rudder so it doesn't move, and I'll put a clamp on the elevator so that it doesn't move, so that when I'm doing the measurement that won't wobble. Okay, so I can take that back out and it's ready to go. I'm going to do a quick manual review. I'll go grab the manual. I always like to do a manual review every once in a while to make sure I know where I'm at in the manual. So I am on, well, let's see, let's start on page 6. We've done the wing assembly. We've CA the hinges. I skipped installing the servos onto the wing. I'll do that after the servos and the receiver and transmitter are all bound together so that we can center them up. So we didn't do that, and we didn't do the push rod installation on page 8. However, we did do the aileron control horns install. We're now on page 9 where we've installed the horizontal stabilizer first, and we're about to do the vertical stabilizer next. And so we're caught up on the manual. Got all my supplies needed. How I'm going to do this is I weighted down the aircraft. I'm going to pre-position the blue tape. So what I'm going to do is put the fin on, and then what I'm going to do is see how much tape I'm going to need to go from a couple inches down the fin all the way to down the underside of the horizontal stabilizer. So that's about that long. I'm going to rip it off, and I'm going to put it on the edge of the workbench, and I'm going to do another one about the same length. And so I've got my two pieces of tape blue tape ready, and then if I need more tape I will, but I'm going to try to tape between the vertical stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer, from here up to the top and down, and then another piece from here down to there, and after we get it set at 90 degrees. And that's after we get the glue in. So I pre-positioned my tape. I've done my test fit. It's going to fit just fine. Next I'm going to mix the epoxy. I'm probably going to use the small sticks for both mixing and for spreading. I'm going to spread the epoxy on the flat areas right here that are going to receive the epoxy. Then I'll put some epoxy in this hole here on the bottom. Then I'll put some epoxy on the sides of the two tabs, both sides of the two tabs. Then I'm going to put it in place, press it down, use my triangle first, put it up here like this. You can see how that's going to work. Okay, basically the triangle is going to sit flat and go like that, and then I'm going to put the tape down. And I'm going to use enough tension on the tape to hold it down. I'm going to use my metal ruler because that's going to be more accurate, measuring from the tip of the rudder to the tip of the elevator. And if all that's good, I'll do any adjustment that I need. And then if it's all good, I'm just going to walk away. If I think I need some push pins to hold it down, I will. But I don't think I will, but if I do, I will use a couple of push pins. So that's the order. I'm set to go, and done my test foot. Time to mix the epoxy. Alright, so you can see me here. I'm going to get 4 or 5 small wooden sticks out, just to make sure I got enough. Got the bottle with the red tip, bottle with the clear tip. Take that off. I'm not going to squirt as much as I did the last time. Won't be necessary. But I'm going to squirt extra, more than what I think I need. So now I let the glue on both bottles naturally flow down without squeezing to the bottom of the tip. And when they're both ready, I will start squirting, and we'll get a good amount of glue in there. Squirting, even pressure to get both mounds on both sides even. Slowly squirting it out, and I believe that'll be enough. It's really, in this case, a lot smaller amount needed than we did yesterday with the horizontal stabilizer. And we put the red tip in the right one, and we put the clear one. The red tip went with the black one, and we're good to go. So it's time to stir. Again, I'm using 30-minute epoxy. Yep, this looks like it'll be enough. So I got plenty of time. Okay, I'm going to get my garbage can back over here. I'm not going to knock it down when I stand up, but it's going to be closer so I can throw the sticks in. Okay. Alright, I think that's well stirred. I'm going to take that stick out and throw it away. I'm going to grab a clean stick and start applying. I'm going to start on this center section first, getting enough on there, letting it drip around. Not too worried about it oozing out, because this is going to ooze out probably more than I did yesterday. And I already got some on the covering. We got 30 minutes to get that off. And we're good to go there. Okay. Good to go to the bottom down here. And I'm going to put a little more right here in the center. Spread that out just a little. Okay. And we're going to put some in the bottom of the hole. Just going to let it drip down the bottom of the hole. Spread it out some. Get a little more. Bottom of the hole looks good. Okay. There's already some on the sides, but that's okay. I'm going to do the sides of the tabs here. Remember, the front hole is on all the way through, and you can see into the airplane the glass former and the tube that the push rods run through. Okay, one side done on the tabs. Going to do the other side. This is going to squirt out a little through the open hole, but that's alright. There's nothing down there that will it will bother. Okay, I think I got the epoxy on. Here we go. We're going to push this in. It's going to ooze out all over the place. Okay, that's pushing down. I'm going to hold it there. I'm going to stand up here, grab my tape. Put my first piece of tape on the horizontal. Come across. Get my builder's triangle. By the way, in doing this, the builder's triangle doesn't get any glue on it. I'm going to press that down lightly, but leave it open. Okay. And then we're going to get the second piece of tape, and this time I'm going to start here on the fin. And as I go under this, I'm going to apply just enough tension to get it at 90 degrees. Okay, that looks like 90 degrees. Okay, put that in place. Make sure that's taped down well. And I'm going to measure 90 degrees again. Okay. Measure 90 degrees on both sides and see how that looks. And it looks like it needs to go that way a little bit. I'm going to slightly just line of sight. It looks pretty good. I'm going to use millimeters and measure from this corner up to here. And that's exactly 400 and, let's see, leave that there. Okay, 148, and here we've got Hmm. 150, let me see, I said that wrong. What did I say? This side was 418, and this side is 423. So that's got too much. And let's see, that may not be right because the rudder wasn't straight. Let's do that again. Okay, that says 415. This says 423. Still not straight. Alright, I'm not going to believe that ruler. It has inaccuracies built into it. I'm going to sit down carefully here and make sure that the thing, one, looks vertical. Trust your eyes. Okay. Nope, it needs to go. I need to put some tension to the right. So I'm going to pull this piece of tape off. And get some tension to the right. Okay. Try that. Yep, that looks good. Let's see this side. Alright, we got plenty of time. Boy, that does look good. Alright, that looks good. And that looks good. So I'm going to tape this down. It's got enough tension on it. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to see if my theory of measurement is better. Okay, that says 420 millimeters. And this says, oh, 420 millimeters. Okay, that's right. Let me check that again. So that says, yep, 420. And this says, right there, 420. Okay, 420, so the ruler worked. I'm going to tape this down, make sure there's enough tension on both sides. I'm going to make sure it's taped well underneath here. And I think we're good. I can see glue squirting out in most all places. So it's time to do some cleanup. So I'll leave the epoxy aside, get me some cotton swabs and my other, actually I'm going to go ahead and throw the epoxy cup away. One reason I don't throw the epoxy cup away is you can use the epoxy cup to see how long it's set up, how the set is going. That stick in there will harden in. I'm going to pour a little alcohol in the other cup here. I got alcohol with a cup. I'm going to take a cotton swab, stir it in the alcohol, and do my mopping up. Bring my garbage can over there. And don't want a lot of alcohol on this, but you want enough to get it cleared away. Get another one. Clear up this side. Rubbing the alcohol on the side of the cup that the alcohol is in, just to squeeze out some of the alcohol on it. And we're mopping, and we're mopping up. Okay, that looks good on that side. And this looks good on this side. And I think that's enough swabbing. I'm going to get a paper towel, do a quick little squirt of alcohol on the paper towel, and I'm going to wipe and dry. Wipe, dry. Throw that away, get another one. Quick little squirt. Do a quick little wipe. And a quick little dry. The covering looks nice and clean, that's what you want. I can see all the glue sitting there oozing. And my bottle of thing of epoxy over there. And I'm going to do one final measurement. I like to hold the triangle at the bottom and just slide it over. And you can see at the top or bottom if there's any gap. You're holding it as vertical as you can. But I don't see any gap at the top or bottom. I like that. I don't see any. Let's see this one here again. It's just it's less than a 1/16 off on the bottom there. Let me do this measurement. Okay. Again. And let's see. That says 419.5. And this one says 420. Alright, so I'm thinking that's good. The eyeball looks good. I'm going to let it alone. I'm even going to leave the clamps on so I don't disturb anything. Another inspection on this side. Okay. Okay. Under the front part of the fin here, right here under the front part of the fin, there's not a lot of epoxy under. There's a small little gap between the fuselage and the front part of the fin. What I may do is, after everything's dry and set up, I may put some medium CA to fill in that gap, because that's the first place it's going to try to pull off. But there's not a lot of pressure on this. On some aircraft you can apply this with very little thing holding it on. So we're good to go. I think this is good to go. I'll take my little weight off so it doesn't fall down by accident. And everywhere else there's good epoxy underneath the fin, except right on the front, about a half an inch of the front. It doesn't have any epoxy under it. So that's probably because the covering, that's where the covering was, but I'll put a little medium CA there later. And other than that, I think we got a vertical fin on. Okay, hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Thank you, and see you on the next video.